confirmation has developed that the expanding number of volcanic ejections in Hawaii are in effect misleadingly actuated with a specific end goal to trigger a colossal tidal wave. The Puna geothermal power station, possessed and worked by the Rothschild family, has been forcefully fracking a similar locale influenced by the current spate of tremors and volcanic movement. Exopolitics.org reports, the organization is monetarily associated with the Rothschild family which, as per the military knowledge gather canon, shapes the authority of an overall satanic clique clandestinely inciting planet-wide disasters and wars to keep up worldwide power. A fractional crumple of Kilauea spring of gushing lava could trigger monstrous torrents that would immerse the Hawaiian Islands, as well as wreck the U.S. Pacific coast, and in addition the seaside areas of other Pacific Edge countries. The likelihood that the Puna geothermal venture led fracking in a considered push to furtively elevate seismic tremors to trigger such a fall and in this way produce monstrous tidal waves, merits a basic examination. Start my examination with some history of the Puna geothermal venture, which started activities on the Big Island in 1993. It's important that Kilauea well of lava has been in a steady condition of emission since 1983, and that its east rift zone has been a conspicuous piece of the magma streams that have wrecked neighborhood communities. From its commencement, there has been discussion over the shrewdness of the Puna geothermal venture being worked inside a dynamic volcanic area with consistently happening magma streams. Notwithstanding, what most stirred nearby resistance is immediate logical confirmation that the power plant has been utilizing fracking methods as a methods for producing heat for control age. Researchers have set up an unmistakable linkage amongst fracking and seismic tremor action in different examinations. A July 12, 2013 USGS examine has affirmed compelling high-weight water into the earth by means of fracking can build the quantity of instigated seismic tremors. A July 27, 2013 examination by the University of California, Santa Cruz affirmed the connection between geothermal fracking and tremors. A recent report by the Committee on Induced Seismicity Potential and Energy Technologies, Committee on Earth Resources, Committee on Geological and Geotechnical Engineering, Committee on Seismology and Geodynamics, Board on Earth and Sciences and Resources, Division on Earth and Life Studies, and National Research Council finishes up geothermal penetrating causes quakes. While the proprietors of the Puna geothermal venture demand that fracking has not been utilized, free investigations affirm something else. A Duke University investigation of the 8 wells utilized by the Puna geothermal venture, PGV, closed. The district of high break thickness is likewise reliable with the zones of the most elevated liquid generation at PGV. The generation records are exclusive to the PGV parent organization, ORMAT, so tables and graphs are excluded in the exposition. Notwithstanding, it is prosecuted that wells that enter the region where we compute the best break thickness have higher liquid stream than somewhere else in the PGV rent. Basically, the Duke University recommended that fracking was happening at the Puna geothermal venture by means of the infusion of pressurized liquids into the wells and encompassing rocks. Significantly all the more disturbing is that an investigation of seismic tremor action in the region of Kilauea demonstrates an immediate relationship to the liquid infusion, fracking, at the geothermal plant, as obviously outlined by the accompanying diagram utilizing logical information, source of quake information, Advanced National Seismic System, ANSS, source of injection data is the EPA. The unmistakable conclusion that rises is that the fluid infusion or fracking rehearses at Puna geothermal venture has been actuating seismic tremors in Kilauea's east rift zone for a considerable length of time. This is the place individuals will request a response to the subject of whether this actuated quake action was just inadvertent or purposely created. The Puna geothermal venture is claimed by Armat Industries, which is an Israeli-based organization that was established by Lucien Yehuda Bronicki. A history of Bronicki states. Mr. Lucien Yehuda Bronicki, Ph.D., filled in as the Chief Technology Officer of Ormat Industries Limited since July 1, 2004. He filled in as Chief Technology Officer of Ormat Technologies Incorporated. Mr. Bronicky helped to establish Ormat Turbines Limited in 1965. He filled in as President and Technical Director of Ormat Turbines Limited from 1965 to 1991. Mr. Bronicky has gotten various honors, including the Rothschild Prize for Innovation, Export in 1977. The honor of the Rothschild Prize for Innovation, Export built up an unmistakable connection between Bronicky's Ormat Industries, turbines and the Rothschild family. What separates the Rothschild family from other generous associations is the part it plays in utilizing its subsidizing to control people, associations and countries to do their offering, as per a December 7, 2017 post by Cannon. It is very conceivable that the Rothschilds' 1977 help and money-related support made Bronicky and Ormat Industries committed to do the Rothschilds' offering somehow. This makes it conceivable that Bronicky was told by the Rothschilds to construct the geothermal office in a hazardous volcanic district for a shrouded reason, notwithstanding the natural hazard in building an office in such a perilous region. This is borne out by the Pune geothermal venture being emptied as another crevice has opened just a couple of hundred meters from it, in this way debilitating to demolish the office as detailed by the Washington Post on May 12. So what could be the concealed reason behind building the geothermal plant in a dynamic volcanic area, when it was realized that initiated tremors could trigger seismic action, which would debilitate anything that was worked there, in this way causing huge money-related misfortune for Bronicky, Ormat, as well as the Rothschilds? This is the place we have to consider Kilauea's Hylinus slump, which is outlined in the accompanying Wikipedia article. The Hylinus slump is a 5,000 cubic mile, 20,000 kilometer cubed, area of the Big Island of Hawaii on the south flank of the Kilauea well of lava. In the vicinity of 1990 and 1993, global positioning system estimations demonstrated a southward removal of the south flank of Kilauea up to roughly 10 centimeters for every year. The droop has the capability of splitting ceaselessly at a quicker pace as a submerged avalanche. In Hawaii, avalanches of this nature are called flotsam and jetsam torrential slides. In the event that the whole Hylinus slump were to slide into the sea without a moment's delay, it could cause a seismic tremor more than a 9 in size, and a megatsunami. Past megatsunamis in Hawaii 110,000 years prior caused by comparable land marvels may have made waves 1,600 feet, 500 meters, tall. The accompanying video shows the overwhelming tidal waves that could be caused by a fractional or full crumple of the Hylinus lump. As per veteran investigative writer, Hal Turner, he has gotten data that there is a news power outage on the Hylinus lump because of logical worries over its looming breakdown and age of mammoth tidal waves. Researchers from the United States Geological Survey, USGS, have reached me in regards to a stunning improvement occurring at this moment amid the ejection of the Kilauea well of lava in Hawaii, a region of arrive on the south flank of the spring of gushing lava known as the Hylinus lump, about the span of Manhattan, is moving and could break off into the sea, sending a tsunami toward the west drift with 100-plus foot waves moving at 500 miles for every hour. Urban areas like San Diego, Los Angeles and others could be wiped off the substance of the earth. So I presently return to the subject of what was the shrouded reason behind the Rothschild-supported geothermal venture in Pune. As recommended in Cannon's December 7, 2017 post, the Rothschild family drives a worldwide religion that has been at the cutting edge of controlling the planet for about 2 centuries. In a prior November 17, 2017 post, Cannon uncovered the association amongst Satanism and the Rothschilds. Support for Cannon's remarkable claim originates from the informant declaration of Dr. Bill Deagle, a previous U.S. aviation-based armed forces doctor. He said that in 1992, the leader of the Rothschild family, Guy the Rothschild, physically showed up before him late during the evening in his room. In an A Project Camelot talk with, Deagle clarified how the Rothschild showed a scope of amazing mysterious capacities, affirming that he was conversing with a profoundly developed sinister clique pioneer who trusted himself to be the mysterious leader of Earth. I woke up amidst the night, straight as an arrow, and I sat up. What's more, I had every one of the lights on the grounds that I'd need to occasionally go to the bathroom or whatever. I had every one of the lights on. What's more, this person was remaining before me with what I call a $5,000 tuxedo, not a silver hair in his mind, mid-50s, thin and trim. I stated, "How did you get in here?" "What's more," he says, "it's great to see you, my child." I stated, "You're not my dad." Furthermore, I took a gander at this person, and he looked like French honorability. "Isn't that so?" "What's more," I stated, "who are you?" He says, "I am the Baron Guy de Rothschild, the painter." Furthermore, I had this extremely what I call a check or a sort of a recoil in my soul. Also, I knew immediately, in light of the fact that I have this blessing. Isn't that so? Without getting into a major long talk, I knew immediately. I stated, "I know your identity. You're the delegate of the Lucifer control that controls Earth." He says, "Yes, I am the CEO of Earth Incorporated, and I am the man that sits in the 13th seat of the Druidic Council. I need you to be my understudy, and when I rise above I need you to assume control over my activity." Also, I stated, "No, I'm not going to." In the event that we acknowledge what Cannon and Eagle have uncovered about the Rothschilds, and what we currently think about the connection between the proprietor of the Puna geothermal venture and the Rothschild family, at that point this prompts an exasperating situation. The choice to manufacture the Puna geothermal venture in 1993 was requested by Guy de Rothschild, after he as well as other Rothschild relatives had asked for help owed by Brodicki, Ormat after he was granted the Rothschild Prize for Innovation, Export in 1977. Thus, the shrouded motivation behind the Puna geothermal plant was to trigger tremors and seismic action around Kilauea, a spring of gushing lava that would prompt the fall of the Hylinus lump. This would make a Pacific-wide fiasco that would injure the U.S. financially and militarily for a considerable length of time to come, along these lines helping the Rothschild family keep up its shadowy worldwide control framework, which intends to utilize China as its new base of activities.